After a long winter with record-breaking snow, my wife and I looked forward to the arrival of summer and what we hoped to be a short break from skiing. This year, my wife wanted to go back to her childhood home near Seattle and visit Mount Rainier National Park, or Rainier if you want to use the correct pronunciation for Rear Admiral Peter Rainier, after whom Captain George Vancouver named the majestic peak. I thought it would be great fun and looked forward to being close to snow, as the mountain is covered with it year-round. We started planning the trip right before the new year, as we knew lodging reservations in the national parks can fill up quickly. There are two choices, and we decided on Paradise Inn, as it is higher on the mountain and closer to the snow. We flew into SeaTac International Airport, rented a car, and made the almost 3-hour drive to the national park. We got to our hotel and immediately checked in. Then we went for a casual hike on the Skyline Trail. Along the way, we discovered that the loop had icy slopes on some of the steeper sections, and the rangers discouraged visitors from completing the loop. We hiked to one of the many waterfalls in the area and then relaxed for the evening. We originally came to Mount Rainier to help my wife squash her desire to climb the mountain. When she was younger, she missed out on an opportunity to climb it with her dad and sister. I came to climb some of the much shorter peaks, and so, on our first day, a Saturday, we headed to Pinnacle Peak and had a wonderful time doing the short hike to the saddle between Plummer and Pinnacle Peaks. We then ventured on the Class 4 scramble up Pinnacle Peak. That only took us until lunch, and so we stopped at Reflection Lakes to eat sandwiches we purchased earlier in the day. Then we hiked on the Wonderland Trail to Narada Falls, which was spectacular. The hike back to our car at Reflection Lakes gave us a round-trip total of over 6.5 miles with an elevation gain of over 2,000 feet. Done with hiking, we decided to drive to the RMI campus just outside the park and get some amazing burgers. We then waited for the traffic into the park to die down before heading back to our hotel for the evening. Sunday is supposed to be the day of rest, and so I told my wife we should take it easy and enjoy the atmosphere of the mountain. She suggested we drive down Stevens Canyon and around the east side of the park and do a short hike in the Sunrise area. She then described a hike to the Mount Fremont Lookout. I didn't hear anything about the hike other than we would be going to one of the 4 remaining fire lookouts, which sounded epic. I didn't hear that the entire hike is above the tree line, nor that the distance was twice what I believed it would be. I admit that we both enjoyed the hike, as technically it is shorter than our previous day's hike by about 0.2 of a mile. It also only had about 1,200 feet of elevation gain. Along the trail, my wife pointed out a snowfield her family used to come ski every summer. She took a picture and sent it to her siblings, who all remembered it fondly. Monday, we awoke with the hopes that the snow had melted enough so we would be able to make the complete Skyline Loop without having to turn around. If you go clockwise around the loop, you share the start of the trail with those hoping to spend a night at Camp Muir and summit the next day. We had 2 such mountaineering groups with us on the trail, and I much preferred my small day pack to their seemingly overloaded ones. We made it to Panorama Point and could see the line of mountaineers headed to the relative comforts of Camp Muir. We then completed the remainder of the loop without too much difficulty. Yes, the steep snowy section seemed a bit sketchy, but we made it through without incident. I wish I could say that our trip cured my wife of wanting to hike to the top of Mount Rainier. Nope, she is making plans to go back next year and climb to the top. That means we will need to learn a few new skills, like self-arresting with an ice axe and how to perform crevasse rescues. Oh, we will also have to train to hike up and down around 10,000 feet in a 2-day period. It's a good thing we have mountains near our home. I hope you enjoyed this quick summary of our trip to Mount Rainier National Park. Perhaps it gave you some ideas for a trip you were in the process of planning. Don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button, as there are more videos on the way.